All right, so welcome to the Youth Code with
On
George, the
that point,
concept
we
of
do have
yeah.
licensed psychologists, sir. I've seen that there's need for balance, and so there's a need for
All right, so welcome to the Youth Code with yours truly, Anthony D. And as we know, the Youth Code is all about conversation. It's about dialogue. It's about conversing with the millennials and the Gen Zs, trying to get their perspective, trying to get their opinion, trying to get their views through our conversations to hear what they think about various topics and issues in life. And it's through this conversation we're going to learn about each other. We're going to learn from them. We're going to share with them, and we're going to all grow together. Yeah. So that is what the Youth Code is about. And this evening, it is about health and wellness, the Gen Z's chapter. We're going to hear from our Gen Z. We have a lovely young lady who's with me this evening, and she's going to be sharing her perspective on health and wellness. And as we look into what does health and wellness really mean for the younger generation, how do they approach it? What are some of the key markers when it comes to being healthy in a holistic sense? So let me introduce this evening Miss Hannah Roberts, and I will allow Miss Roberts to do further introduction of herself. So welcome, Hannah. It's so nice to have you on this evening. How are you doing so far?
hi, Mr. Dallon. Mr. Dallon is my class teacher, firstly. So obviously, I still have lots of respect for him.
Well,
So
I know
yes,
you've been doing some wonderful, wonderful things. I've been seeing you made some wonderful progress in your life, and I'm very, very proud of you. Very, very proud of you. So you can tell the people a little more about yourself. Who's Miss Hannah Roberts? Let them know.
hmm. Well, I am an attorney at law by profession. Outside of my pursuits, I engage in very recently. I have to admit I engage in certain activities, physical activities like pickleball and ultimate frisbee. So these have been some
Okay.
of my activities, just to put it out there. Outside of that, I am an educator, so I tutor law, Caribbean studies, sociology. So it
Oh,
has been
nice.
quite a journey for me as a professional.
Okay. Nice. Well, Hannah, here's what. There's a little bit of a research that I came across in respect of the Gen Zs and their perspective on health and wellness. So I just want to read it. And as you listen to it, I want you to tell me if there's anything in there within the research that might resonate with you, whether you see there's some truth in it or something that might be completely true, right? So this is what the research says. It says that Gen Zs views health and wellness holistically, prioritizing mental and physical well-being as equally important and deeply interconnected. So they're indicating that both the physical and the mental health is of significant importance, and there's a heavy view as well on their emotional well-being as well. It says that they are more proactive, the Gen Zs that is, they are more proactive about their health, using technology to track their well-being and seeking preventative care. This generation also values autonomy and flexibility in healthcare, often preferring virtual options and on-demand access. In other words, they believe that the Gen Zs a lot of times don't just simply stick with one doctor. They try to get views from multiple, persons within a particular field that would kind of helps to feed whatever decision or choices that they make. It also says that the Gen Z see health, sorry, as more than just the absence of illness. This is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. It says that there's a mind and body connection, and they see fitness as a crucial tool for mental fortitude and overall well-being. So, Hannah, in your perspective, based on there's a little bit of research that I came across there. Is there anything in there that you see as being legitimate or resonates with you as an individual, or even some of your peers that you may be having conversations with?
Yes. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, the word holistic jumped out right at me because I feel like health and wellness is something that you need to look at from a holistic point of view, right? Meaning
Right,
that it's not just about physical. Oftentimes we
right.
think about it from the physical perspective. We think about, oh, you go and exercise. No, that's one
Mm-hmm.
part of it. But you also have to think about spiritual, you have to think about
Right.
mental, right? And so I've always thought about it from a holistic point of view. So when you lapse from one perspective,
Mm-hmm.
it hinders the other perspective. I feel it
Okay.
from time to time, even like when I work, because I'm a new person within the workforce. So
Right.
so
Yeah.
I've seen sometimes you feel a little burn out when you neglect exercise.
Yeah.
You only study when I have to work, I have to you have to make an income, but you neglect exercising.
Yeah.
And when that happens, your mental stability, not just physical and emotional, but your mental stability is off track,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So I've seen that there's need for balance, and so there's a need for making sure that it's health and wellness is taken from a holistic point of view.
Okay. Okay. Is there a focus, maybe as yourself as a young person, or even maybe some of your peers, do you all have like an actual engaged focus or an intentional effort being placed behind your health and your well-being? Is there or is it just something that you all are just mindful of ever so often?
I feel it's more something that we are mindful of, because you hear a
Okay.
lot of people say that this is not matching with my energy. Yeah,
Right.
crazy
Yeah.
stuff along now. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are becoming more aware of their mental stability, and they are placing a lot of more emphasis on their mental health. And
Mm-hmm.
that is something that is pretty much overlooked in the Caribbean, because oftentimes upon the time you mention mental health, you have everything that you want. What do you mean by mental health?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. What you worrying about? So,
right. So I feel like with the
yeah.
advent of technology, with
Mm-hmm.
technology coming into play, we see a lot of more young people understanding more about their mental health. And I think it's because of social media as well. A lot of
Okay.
times social media, we social media advocates, we
Mm-hmm.
social media persons, they advocate for
Yeah.
mental health, and they spread awareness for mental health awareness, which is important.
Yeah.
And I think that persons my age, and I mean even younger, they are more aware of the need for a healthy mindset.
Okay. Okay. So if you were to define or to describe a healthy lifestyle, how would you describe it or define it in your own words?
I would say a healthy mindset is where you are, one, you need to be aware of yourself, because I think
Okay.
that everyone will be different, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You need to be firstly aware of yourself, aware of your own personal goals, right? Whether it be in terms of health, in terms of physical fitness, in
Yeah.
terms of eating well, right? Eating according to your particular your particular personality. I mean,
Right. Or your
everyone is different,
preferences.
right?
Yeah.
Right. So you eat according to your weight, eat according to uh you set your own diet goals, right? So you
Yeah.
have the healthy eating, I would say healthy mindset,
Yeah.
healthy in terms of fitness, so physical
Mm-hmm.
well-being, and then I would also say healthy emotional and also
Right.
spiritual. So it's always, I would say, it's very much entangled with everything, with the emotional, the spiritual, the physical. So it
Yeah.
goes all the way back to the first word that I mentioned, which is holistic.
Holistic, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Now, I know you made mention of the fact that at the beginning you spoke about you recently got involved. What do you call it? The two activities, the physical activity.
Goal and ultimate
Mm-hmm.
the
Ultimate
reason
frisbee.
why the reason why I engage in these activities is
Mm-hmm.
actually because, okay, so I started gym. I love gym. During
Right.
COVID, gym has held me together. But I
Okay.
feel
Okay.
that sometimes I work towards a particular goal in gym, and that keeps
Mm-hmm.
me. But I feel like I need something more.
Okay. Okay.
And having that sport,
Mm-hmm.
that competitive energy, if I could say so myself,
Okay.
that
Okay.
more drive, and then you
Mm-hmm.
have, of course, a little bit more camaraderie. You get to connect with more people, and more interactions. So I think that having a competitive sport is also a good uh, a good thing to do.
To be
So
a
that's
part,
why
that was part of your routine.
yeah, I really wanted to take part in something. No, actually, I was trying to get into pickleball for a while. Right,
Mm-hmm.
eventually I got in. I was like, all right, cool. But in the same time, I ended up joining this ultimate frisbee.
Uh-huh.
So now I'm
Ultimate
in
frisbee.
two clubs,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
And does help with it does help with exercise, and then it helps me connect with friends and like-minded people. So it's everything in one.
Okay. Um, how do you how do you work that balance? Is it that you look at, okay, do um I make sure that I put in a certain amount of hours doing this and then I do a certain amount of hours? How do you really work out that balance? Because I guess it will obviously be individually, I would assume, based on person's schedule. But for you as an individual, how do you ensure that there is balance in your physical fitness, well-being and stuff, as well as being able to accomplish all of the different things that your work and life will demand of you?
Okay, so firstly, let me backtrack a little bit. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
perfect. I have had some struggles with the balancing part of it,
Yeah.
and I feel as if there is still a lot more for me to do. Uh, but what I can say is, recently I have been working assiduously at it. I've
Mm-hmm.
been focusing more so on balancing. I love my job, so I've been
Right.
focusing, yes, balancing the fact that yes, I love to work, and sometimes I would work long hours, but then I also need to exercise. I also
Right.
need to spend time with my family. I need to spend time with my
Yeah.
friends. So I think having that mindset, understanding the things that you like to do,
Mm-hmm.
firstly, and one, what I found was really, really helpful is putting a calendar. And having things in a
Okay.
calendar, it's it would help you feel, not just feel organized, but be organized,
Be
right?
right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I've found is like sometimes because I have a lot of different things going on, so I
Mm-hmm.
have to put things in. I have to schedule things, and I feel like scheduling time for family, scheduling time for exercise, that can help because at
Yeah.
least you know when it is you are falling short. Because
Okay.
you would see if you miss it in your calendar and be like, I did not do this
Right.
for quite some time. Now is the time for me to pick up on this. Right? So
Right.
even if you have
Yeah.
it, you may not necessarily be on top of things. I'm not saying that the calendar gonna actually automatically put you on top of everything. But you are
Yeah.
still
Yeah. Understood. Understood fully.
you
Yes.
have you are still in charge of that. But it's
Yeah.
going to definitely help you to see where you are going when you are falling off course. Yes,
Yeah.
I would say calendar, like it's virtual. For me, it's online.
Yeah.
And only recently I was really going through it, and I realized, let me call my mentor. Having a mentor is also good. So having
Okay.
someone that's a bit older than you, because why
Mm-hmm.
reinvent the wheel? We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Yes.
We're not
Yeah.
reinvent the wheel. When it has so many people before us who already
Yeah.
went through life. So you
Mm-hmm.
kind of find somebody who's a little bit more experienced than you, who you can ask certain questions to, just to
Yeah.
understand life. It might be your parents, it might be your big sister, it might be a friend, or it might just be
Yeah.
somebody
Okay.
who you look up to, and you could reach out to them, and you feel like you can ask certain questions that can help you understand some more things about life.
Yeah.
And having that mentor could really help, because when I ended up in a situation recently. I had a transition in my job, and I felt like I had so much different things happening, and I was like, I cannot commit this to memory. What is going on? I'm not understanding what's going on. And I started this calendar system, and then it started for my job, and eventually it went into my personal life, and I found it was very, very useful. So
Okay. Okay.
that, that scheduling part of it, you can schedule everything. Schedule
Mm-hmm.
as much as you can schedule for work, schedule for your personal life as well, and
Right. Okay.
everything including family.
Wow. I know one of the things as well that young people use is that they have I know the fitness trackers. So
Yes,
the watches on them, the smartwatch. That's like
yes,
a next big thing for them. So they check their steps, they check
yes,
what their heart rate is looking like. So they have all of the little tech tools that are available for them as well. all towards lending toward that balance, so they could check and see, hey, did I
Yes.
make enough steps today? What my calories supposed to have been burnt, so they can know how much cake they could eat.
Right.
But yeah, I guess the use of, I just say, the technology is
Right.
also very, very
And
wise
without
to
my
use as
permission,
well.
my phone was tracking all of my activity, and I was like, wait, now I'm not getting enough steps in.
Oh, okay, wow.
So I
What? Okay, okay.
the technology helps you a bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh, a
yeah.
lot, I should say, a lot.
No, you made mention of the fact that you had there was a time where work got a little bit demanding, right? And again, it's very admirable to know that you have a mentor, somebody that you can go to for advice,
Mhm.
direction. Um, One of the things I want to ask in terms of, because I want to go towards talking a little bit about the mental side of things now. Um, how do you work towards managing your mental well-being? What are some of the things that you do to make sure that mentally that you're in a nice, comfortable, healthy place? Do you have any things that you usually participate in? Any activities, conversations, people that you go to?
Number one, lots and lots of sleep. Sometimes you just need to reset.
Okay.
Sometimes you just need to reset, and
Mm-hmm.
you need to make sure, like, at times when I just feel like I've been on a burnout, I would realize, okay, it's time for me to reset. I need to make sure I get
Mm-hmm.
my 8 hours of sleep. I've been running on 4 or 5 hours. Time for me to make sure I reset and get the 8 hours that I need.
Okay.
Sleep is number one. Outside of, and
And
then
that helps. That helps with your mental well-being. That's one of the.
yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Okay.
I mean, I should have
Okay.
been getting
Okay.
enough sleep in the first place. But then eventually, I have to be like, okay, okay, slow down. Let's get enough
Mm-hmm.
sleep first. And then, of course, keeping track of the physical. Because the
Right.
physical gets into the mental. I feel like I am my best self when I'm exercising
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
going. I feel better like when I exercise and then go to work. Like if I do it in the morning, oh great, it's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. If I don't do it in the morning, I do it in the evening. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's, you just make sure that at some
Yeah,
point in time you get it done.
I
Right.
feel
Okay.
good. And it's not just the exercising, going to work, but if it is I'm eating healthy too, oh gosh,
Mm-hmm.
I feel my best self. I honestly feel really good.
Okay. No, Hannah, you look like someone that you don't stress on a lot of things. You look like, hey, when I get something done, I work this out. No, I again notice what I said. You look like. Right? No, I want to ask you, however, because I know that in any human environment, any human interaction that you're gonna have, there will be conflict, there will be confrontation. Um, have you ever had situations where that aspect of your mental well-being was challenged because of the some sort of conflict or confrontation that you had to deal with, that kind of not took you by surprise, but was a bit challenging for you? How did, if you did, right, how did you deal with that? And to prevent that, interfering with that mental place that you seem to always want to be in, where you're completely in a good space.
I mean, as a female, like imagine going through a heartbreak and you had to go to work. You know what I mean?
Oh my,
Like
oh my.
things happen. Things happen. Like I know
Yeah.
you have a deadline to meet, but you going
Mm-hmm.
so like things
You
happen.
studying that
You have
phase,
to look
that
at the
them
bigger
songs.
right? But you have to look at the bigger
Yeah.
picture. For me, I always think about the fact that I am in control of my own life and
Okay.
I am in charge of that.
Right.
So there's something I wrote recently. Was it It was like you could still be heartbroken and something. It was more for you could still be heartbroken and what was it? Something I wrote where you could still be heartbroken and basically be in charge of your own life. You unfunctional, right? You can still be
Okay.
heartbroken and
And
functional.
functional.
I wrote that
Okay.
down
Okay.
recently. And so yeah, it's just like these things happen, but you have to look at the bigger picture because only you are in charge of your own destiny. No one else is. And so
Yeah.
you have to be able to realize that hey, you can't just go and crash out in a corner. Like life happens.
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
you have to pick up the pieces, right? So there would be times when you may feel like, oh my God, but trust me, there is a bigger picture. You are part of
Mm-hmm.
that bigger picture,
Right.
and life will go on, right? So
Right.
that's basically it.
Um. So we come into a wrap, but I want to ask you, what is maybe one or a few ways that you usually work to protect um your space, that space that you know that you feel the most comfortable, you feel the most effective, you're the most productive. What are some of the things that you do to protect that space?
So, in terms of protecting your own space, I say firstly know the people that you have around you.
Mm-hmm.
Choosing the right friends is super important
Mm-hmm.
because you want to make sure that you have people who will support you and not bring you down.
Right.
I'm a person who I'm always involved in something. So, I like to have people who are around me who support me rather than bring me down.
Right.
Because that helps me to be who I am, right?
Yeah.
And I feel as if everyone needs that. Everyone needs people in their corner who are rooting for them. And
Yeah.
so keep your circle. It don't necessarily need to be small, but it needs to have quality and it needs to have substance and it needs to have people who share your values and what
Yeah.
you believe in and who can support you in everything that you do, encourage you, empower you. That's one thing, right?
Yeah.
Outside of that, in terms of keep making sure that you maintain your space, I would say spiritually as well. Ensure that you have a connection with a higher being.
Yeah.
Of course, my higher being is the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I feel as if making sure that you have that connection
Yeah.
with God is also very important. Because yes, we talk about the physical, we talk
Yeah.
about the emotional, but the spiritual is also important.
Agreed. Yeah.
So ever so often be connected with God
Yeah.
and just center yourself around Him because without Him, I mean, who am I? Right? So
Hmm.
it boils down to that sometimes.
Nice. Thanks so much for sharing that. What is one thing you wish that people will stop doing, that you believe that affects their health, any aspect of their health?
That is one thing. I don't know what I could say. I say no smoking. No smoking.
Well, internally, the physical, right? Affecting the physical. Yeah, no, but you that point that you made on it in terms of people around you, I mean that is gold on. Yeah, people
Yes.
don't understand the importance of having the right people around you for your mental well-being.
Yeah.
And that is, and then sometimes the things that you take in as well. Sometimes we feel ourselves certain things that really doesn't help us mentally. Sometimes it might be a style of music, might be a series of shows or a type of show that we, you know, and this is not me. I know some ladies might want to come at me with this one, right? But this is not me hating on LMN and those, right?
With, with
But LMN, LMN and lifestyle. Those those
oh,
are those are those shows that always make
shows that
the
we
man
like.
the villain. Yeah,
The man is
I
always
don't want the ladies. Yeah, I don't want the
it's
ladies to come
always
at
the
me.
man. It's always the man. Like look out for the man. Oh
You
boy.
know.
Ah, what
Yeah,
was that
but
about?
again, it's just it's just to understand. I mean, again, as I said, not me coming at element or like anyone of those, but it's just that sometimes imagine like somebody goes through a heartbreak or some bad experience and stuff, and they start to feed and live off of these shows and stuff, and you
Oh
listen,
no.
they might become a serial killer or something. And
Oh
that's
gosh,
just
oh
extreme, but that's
gosh,
extreme,
oh
but I'm just playing, I'm
gosh.
playing. But in terms of this, what people would feed themselves as individuals is very important as well. They just need to
On
also be
that point,
conscious
we
of
do
that.
have
Yeah.
licensed psychologists, therapists.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. No, but as you made mention of that, are you somebody that is in full support of people, seeking therapeutic assistance when necessary? Yeah.
1000%. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I absolutely. I am. Very recently, I was really, really happy to find out that my job had EAP. Forget what that stands
Right.
for. Basically, it allows us to have like a therapist for free.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I utilized the service as soon as I got on board. I was like, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
That's
I do
good.
think
That's
that
good.
it's important for you to speak to someone who can be
Yeah.
unbiased. And it's just good to just when you have that person, that human being. Now, notice I say human being because we do have
Right.
AI. You absolutely
Mm-hmm.
to chat
Yeah.
she can share my story, and I mean,
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT can do it all, I guess, but having that physical interaction with a real human being,
A
nothing beats
human being. Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
can beat that. And so
Yeah.
I think that a licensed professional is
Mm-hmm.
like I still think that nothing beats a licensed professional. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's something that personally I came around to understand that there are people who need that, right? I'm not saying that I don't need it, but obviously I don't know. I've never been at that phase in life where it has been probably that much of a demand to be probably just
Yeah.
yet. Not like I'm looking forward to having to, but
No,
I'm
no,
just saying that. Um, it's that I recognize that there are people who really because they can't deal with things on their own mentally, they don't have that mental capacity to do it. It's really a good thing to know that they can go to someone who does not have sometimes that private information that they have, their relationships and whatever, but they can just go share what they need to share and then have somebody, as you rightfully said, that unbiased, open, genuine feedback and response that is going to help them, to walk out of the place that they're in. So I agree with you. Yeah, use
I
the
feel
use
like
these skills
also
available.
outside of that is like is not necessary. You don't necessarily be going through anything because I feel like sometimes you just feel like you're in a low place and you don't know why. You're not necessarily
Yeah,
why to be going so good and then you just what's going on? And you
yeah,
may need to uncover something that probably put you in that particular position where you feel like something is not feeling right.
yeah.
And maybe speaking to a professional would help. And
Right.
yes, I think I do. I 100% think that we still need our therapists. ChatGPT
Yeah.
isn't it.
I feel you on that one. I feel you on that one. I agree fully. 100% supporting you on that one.
Google come back our platform.
Oh gosh, yeah. We hope.
Oh my
And let's leave. I want you to just leave as you come into a wrap here. Let's leave some gems, some form of advice, in terms of living a healthy life, from whatever perspective you want to take it. But let's leave some nice little piece of advice for somebody, about living a life in a healthy way.
For God and everything else will come after. Ensure that you love yourself, know who you are, and you cannot pour from an empty glass. So ensure that you pour into your own self. So that you have enough exercise, sleep, that you are able to be your best self, and then that light to be able to project onto others. That's it.
I love that. Thank you so much. Hannah Roberts, guys. Thank you so much, Hannah, for the time taken, to be on the Youth Code and to share from your life and your experiences and stuff. And I know that there are people, young like yourself, sometimes people think that, you're too young to start thinking about your well-being. I know based on, again, what I've been seeing, and just as you would have shared, there's a lot that young people face now, and it's good to know that young persons like yourself are conscious of